Hi there! OIDC Single Sign-On configured in Jamf Account allows administrators to use a centralized SSO configuration to log into supported Jamf products. Let's go through a walkthrough of how to integrate Microsoft Entra and Jamf Account. From the Microsoft Entra Admin Center, navigate to Overview on the left. Copy the value next to Primary Domain and save it for later. This will be used as our Microsoft Entra AD domain. We also need to save our tenant ID. This is used as our tenant domain for this integration. Next, navigate to Applications, App Registrations. Click New Registration. Let's give our new registration a name that makes it easy to identify. I'm naming mine Jamf Account. Under Supported Account Types, let's leave Accounts in this organizational directory only selected. Next, we need to configure our redirect URI. In the Select a Platform pop-up menu, let's choose Web. This URI varies based on region, so be sure to use the one associated with your identity provider, IDP, configuration. With our settings configured, click Register. Let's copy the value next to Application Client ID and save this for later. We will use this later as our client ID. Next, we need to create a client secret. So let's navigate to Certificates and Secrets and click New Client Secret. Enter a description for the client secret and choose when it expires. Since I'm only using this for testing, I'm leaving the expiration as default. Once complete, click Add. We are now given a value and secret ID. For this integration, we only need to copy the value, as this will be used as our client secret during our integration. This value only appears once, so if it is not saved at this step, a new secret will need to be created and used instead. Next, we need to create some access tokens, so let's navigate to Token Configuration, click Add Optional Claim, and select Access. From the list, select Email, Family Name, Given Name, Login Hint, and Verified Primary Email. With those selected, click Add. You may get a notice saying that some of these claims require API permissions. This can be done automatically by selecting the checkbox to grant the required API permissions. Let's click Add Optional Claim again, but this time select ID. From the list, let's select the same claims as before: Email, Family Name, Given Name, Login Hint, and Verified Primary Email. With those selected, click Add. We can verify that those permissions have been granted by selecting API permissions in the sidebar. If you do not see Email, Profile, User.read, and OpenID as granted permissions, click Add a Permission, Microsoft Graph, Delegated Permissions, and search for the missing permissions. If using groups, we must add the directory.read.all permission as well. With those permissions selected and saved, and the app integration created, let's go to Jamf Account. Navigate to Organization on the left, and then click SSO. Before we create a new connection between Microsoft Entra and Jamf Account, Jamf needs to verify that the domain being used is actually owned by the organization. To verify this domain, click Domains, and then click Add Domain. Enter the name of your domain. After clicking Save, a confirmation message is displayed and a unique DNS record is generated. This DNS text record needs to be added to the domain registrar. Each domain registrar is slightly different, so be sure to follow the steps for your specific setup, and reach out to your network administrator if you have any questions. Depending on your registrar, this record could take a few minutes to a few hours to be propagated. Once the text record has been added, click Verify to attempt to verify the domain. Because this is only an example, I'm clicking Sandbox Verify so I can continue with the SSO demonstration, but be sure that your domain is verified before moving on. Once verified, let's go back to SSO on the left side. Click New Connection. By default, generic OIDC is chosen in the Connection Type menu. While this will work for any supported connections, we have the option to choose Entra from the pop-up menu. This will pre-populate certain fields and offer additional options when available. Let's give the connection a name and then complete the required details for your identity provider. This includes the client ID, which is our application client ID, client secret, which is the value we copied earlier, Microsoft Entra AD domain, which is our primary domain, and our tenant domain, which is our tenant ID we copied in the beginning. If you decided to include groups during your Entra configuration, select Get User Groups to use a Microsoft Entra ID group name in Jamf Pro user accounts and groups for assigning privileges. For questions on any of the other options, be sure to check out the documentation linked in the resources. Next, under Associated Domains, select the name of the domain you previously verified. Finally, under Applications, select the checkbox next to the products and their associated instances that you want to use this authorization for. Be sure to check out the Jamf account documentation linked in the resources for all supported applications. Click Save, and Jamf will save the IDP configuration and verify all of the contacts on the account. With everything successfully configured, assigned users now have the option to sign into Jamf account with their IDP credentials instead of their Jamf ID. If you enabled authentication for other products, such as Jamf Pro, be sure to review the documentation on how to enable OIDC authentication in those products. Remember that authentication is not authorization. Enabling SSO in Jamf account does not control roles or privileges for each user. These still need to be configured for each user within the chosen products, such as Jamf account or Jamf Pro. If you have any questions, be sure to check out the links in the resources for more information. Thanks for watching.